Good morning and good afternoon again. This video, first recapping last video, we talked about, we adjusted our elevations and we added floors. And this video, we're going to add ceilings and we're going to do a final adjustment of our elevations. And we're going to introduce what we call collision detection in our drawings. But anyway, we've got our floors all laid out nicely. Now we need to add some ceilings to the first floor. So I'm going to go to the ceiling tool, which is right here on the toolbar. And of course, I'm going to just look over here, glance over here to the left to make sure I'm on the correct level. I'm on level 1. You see the height offset is 8 feet. So it's offset 8 feet off of level 1, our height off of level 1. All right. And another thing you're going to want to do is also change your material type. Now, I do have one that's already made. It's called gypsum wallboard 5/8 inch, but I'm going to show you how to change yours. Typically, by default, you'll get this one. It's a 2x4 acoustical tile system. Or it may be the 2x2, it doesn't matter. But this is a ceiling system like the one that is in the classroom. If you look up and you see what we have on the ceiling, that's not what you want in a house. Okay, we want a regular, what we call drywall ceiling. Okay, so by default, you'll have this already in there. And what you're going to do is you're going to click on Edit Type. And you're going to make some changes. You're going to duplicate it first because you don't want to change the original, just in case. So I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to call this a gypsum, or no, it's just J-Y-M-P, or no. I think that's how it's spelled. I'll find out here in a minute. But gypsum wall board 5/8 inch. Okay. Okay, that name. Okay, that's right, because I had made one earlier. So let's try just a little bit different name. And let's see, let's put an underscore. 8 inch. For yours, just name it 5. You don't have to put the 2 in there. I'm doing that because I've already created one. So I'll click OK after renaming it. Now I'm actually working in that new ceiling material that I'm basically going to be creating right now. The next place I want to go is on this structure line right here. I'm going to click on Edit. Okay, and right here it says Finish Acoustical Ceiling Tile. I'm going to click on that line, and I'm going to come down here to the Delete button and delete it. You have to do it down here. Okay, and then on the structure line, I'm not going to do anything with it other than changing the material right in here. I'm going to click on this little button. So once you click in the box, you get the little button where you can change your materials. And you're going to scroll up or down. What are we looking for? Gypsum wallboard. It's going to be down. Okay, gypsum wallboard. Okay, so gypsum wallboard actually goes by several different names. Some people call it sheetrock. Some people call it drywall. Some people call it, let's see, sheetrock, drywall, other things, I forget, plasterboard. There's several names out there for it, but it's all the same stuff. Okay, gypsum wallboard is the same as drywall, the same as sheetrock, and whatever else that you can imagine putting on a wall. It's a very common material. Almost every home has this material. And every building has this material. There is some in this classroom, and if you need to see what it is, just ask me and I'll point it out to you. Now we're going to change the thickness of this to 5/8 inch, and that is a little bit thicker than normal, and it is a fire rated. It's going to be a fire rated drywall. We'll probably have to change some of the other properties involved in it, and I'm going to click OK. Okay, and let's see, everything else is good. There we go. So now we're ready to place our ceiling. When you place your ceiling, of course, automatically it defaults to automatic ceiling. There may be times where you just need to sketch a border around whatever it is to put the ceiling in there. You may not want the same ceiling or the same height of the ceiling everywhere in your plan. But we're going to go with the automatic ceiling. And I am on level 1 again, just double checking. And I'm going to hover over the project. I thought I was going to hover over the project. Okay, something is awry. Let me see. Is it my wallboard? Did I do everything like I was supposed to? Structure, all that stuff. Okay, because it's not wanting me to place it. Okay. Yeah, it's not wanting me to place it. So if you run across this problem, then you will have to sketch it. I wish I could show you the automatic at this moment, but unfortunately I'm not able to. It says room, yeah, everything's set right that I can think of. So I'll have to sketch this ceiling. And if you get it automatic, what you want to do is you want to click on it. Click on the areas. You'll hover over the building, and areas will highlight with a red border, and that's basically where it's showing you where it is going to place that wallboard as you click. You only want to place it once. Okay, don't double click or anything like that in those spaces, because then you'll put multiple layers of wallboard, and then you'll have a lot of your future calculations will be off. It's tempting to do that because you can't see it when you put it there. It's just totally oblivious to you, and you'll actually get an error message which you will have to ignore. Maybe we'll get that error message here, but I'm going to click on Sketch Ceiling. All right, and it is giving me the option to do some picking and stuff here as well. So let's see if it'll let me pick walls, and it will. Good. Okay, so I'm going to pick the walls all the way around. Okay, there I'm going to have to come back and do some trimming. Because see, I've got this line extends all the way up. So I want to, what do I want to do? I want to trim it like a corner. So I'm going to click on the lines that I want to keep. I can't remember if I've shown you that already or not, but anytime you're trimming or anything, you want to click where you want to keep. So I don't want this part of the line. I do want this one and this one. So I'm click there, and I'm going to click there, and it'll cut the rest off. I also need to do some adjusting because our drywall doesn't go all the way out. Our ceiling drywall doesn't go all the way out to the edge of the structure. It actually comes to the wall itself, to the wall structure, and it stops there. So I'm going to hit the escape button a couple of times to kind of get out of that tool, and I'm going to click on these and just kind of move them back a notch where they should be. I should have used the pick line tool. It would have been easier, and then I wouldn't have to do this. But it's a real quick, easy adjustment. Get there, there, and there. All right, so I have my first floor ceiling in place. I just click the green check mark, and it's done. Now, even though you can't see it, it is still there, trust me. And there's a way you can check too, because the next thing we're going to do is we're going to check for a collision between these materials. We're going to skip doing the second floor for now, because I really don't know how I want to treat the second floor ceiling. But right now what we'll do is we will cut a section. I'm going to go up to the section tool in the quick access toolbar. I'm going to cut a section right through here because that's what I want to look at. So it's going to cut the house apart right there. I'm going to click on the head of that twice, and I'm going to get this view. Okay, so here's my floor that I placed for the second floor, and right there, the little white stripe you see, that is that drywall. Okay, I'm going to try to select just that drywall. There we go. No, it didn't select. Well, anyway, you can see where it's at. You can also see the problem. Okay, I'm going to get in here real close, because if this is my floor, then I've got that drywall is like up in my floor material. Now I need to maintain this 8-foot height with this drywall, 8-foot height from here, from the floor. Okay, so you can see if I put a measurement to it and go to the bottom of my drywall, okay, which is right there. Okay, I have got 8 feet. I have to maintain that, but I do have to, or I can raise that floor a little bit. And because that floor is attached to a level, okay, see these level lines out here, these level elevation lines, it's attached to that. So I can actually click on level 2 elevation and use my keys on my keyboard, my arrow keys, and just, you know, kind of bump it up a little bit. So I'm going to bump it. As you can see, it is moving. and I'm going to bump it until it gets to the top of that drywall right there. So now everything is set to where it needs to be. You can see, and it depends. It sometimes comes out different depending on what size drywall that you use for that. But we used 5/8, and I am getting a, let's see, let me separate that a little bit. Looks like we'll do this one too. Okay, so now I'm getting it at 9 foot 1 1/4. Okay, so now I know that everything is set properly. I have my 8 foot, which is the required space by code, and then I've got the floor, and then I have not put a ceiling on the second floor yet because I have not decided how I want to treat that ceiling. All right, so that is your collision detection. That is how you place your ceilings. From here, you just have to start, doing your rooms and things like that. Doing some more of the detailing, I guess, would be a good thing to say. I think the next video, what I will do is come back and we'll look at where we can put stairs, because we're going to need to get stairs up to the second floor, and we'll look at that before we place any rooms on the second floor, and have to change anything with regards to that. So next video we'll do stairs.